Good morning, all of you. Let us start the class. Today, what we are going to discuss is the economic approach of theory of consumer behavior. There are two approaches relating to the theory of consumer behavior. One is called cardinal approach. The other one is you can expect two Section A question and a Section B question relating to this particular. What is cardinal approach? What is ordinal approach? Possible Section B is distinguish between cardinal and ordinal approach or under the theory of consumer behavior. These are the possible questions from this particular topic. First, let us see about the cardinal approach. Then understand that particular thing. Then we have the ordinal approach. Finally, we will distinguish these two. In economics, the cardinal and ordinal approaches major approaches to understand the consumer behavior, which are mainly based on the utility of the commodity or service. Fortunately or unfortunately, those utility are psychological effects. It is not easy to understand what will be the consumer behavior. So traditionally, they started with the cardinal approach. In this cardinal approach, the unit we used to call it as utils, which means the unit of cardinal utility. How we can define this? The proposition that the economic prosperity can be rightly perceived and provided with a value. It is known as cardinal utility. The individual can determine the use of certain product, what he consumes, what the product is. The cardinal utility prompts measure of satisfactory level utils. Keyword is utils. It means it is a measurable unit of the utility. It is necessary for the economic well-being as it tries to set a value. Even in the last semester, we studied the allocative efficiency and the operating efficiency in economics 1 and 2. In that, understand one thing, this particular cardinal utility is related with the marginal utility analysis. What is marginal utility? Additional cost or a revenue incurred or earned out of a new decision. Apart from the total utility, what is added is marginal. Where we can, which decides this particular cardinal utility, there are three major factors that decides the cardinal utility. One is the price of the respective product. What the consumer prefers, so that particular product has some price, not that price. The second one is the economic status. We may say income of the person. So based on this income or the economic status, the type of product may differ. The third one, not only the price of the product, the third factor, the cost or the price of the related item. These three will make the increase. We studied in demand analysis why demand curves show goods. There are 6 number of reasons used to say price effect, income effect, and substitution effect. That those three is nothing but the influencing factor for the cardinal utility. For your better understanding, I will say very simple definition for cardinal utility. When you express in numerical value or some numbers, I need 2 pens or I need 8 notebooks. When you mention 2, 8, 1600, then that type of utility is termed in the cardinal utility. Where we can apply this, there are a number of theories because it is a classical and neoclassical theory. So first of all, in welfare economics, we are applying this under this particular structure of production. The goods are the service provided or judged by the personal wealth of the individual. பரம்பரை பணக்காரனோட மெத்தட் ஆஃப் லைஃபே வித்தியாசமா இருக்கும் புது பணக்காரனோட. இது எப்படி அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணா கார்டினல் யூட்டிலிட்டி அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். This means that it presents the way to comprehend the I may say greatest goods to the greatest number of persons. For example, a person utility decreases by 75 utils and increases by another 2%, 50 utils and by the 2%. Then how the cardinal approach will measure that? It is the additional increase of 25 utils. It's a positive of why? Because one person is using 75 utils. He don't consume that particular. But the new customer, both of them are buying 50 additionally. So 100 will be the total transaction. 75 loss, 100 added. So what is the difference? That 25 is the marginal. So that is why this cardinal utility approach is very useful for the marginal utility analysis. The second application we may say it is marginalism in cardinal theory, a product of marginal utility science alike with a mathematical formula. We are saying this number of product I need. So understand one thing, its magnitude is not the same. We may take the modulus. This applies the second derivative of this as well. That is, when you make the first order differentiation, then it is called marginal. The second order means that is maximization, and we may say optimization technique. Either minimization or maximization, how you can get the second order differentiation. So this cardinal approach will give room for the mathematical application. The third greatest application for cardinal utility is the expected utility theory. Some people may buy a lottery ticket, and what is the possible outcome of that particular ticket? They will buy in range from 1250 to 1300. That 50 numbers continuously will buy, and he is having 50. The probability of getting win is that percentage will be there. So the expected utility theory will have the framework to settle that there is some risk. Suppose there is a few lottery tickets that are provided in the outcome, then it is possible to plot the preference of the real number so that the numerical representation can be done. So this cardinal approach, because it has the unique feature of expressing in numbers, it is applied in the expected utility. The other last application we may say is intertemporal utility. In various representation of utility, people try to detect the upcoming value of the utility. This is a month of February. People will buy some a cigarette or any hoarding of food item. Why? Because after the budget, there will be a marginal increase. So based on that, they will change the pattern. So how it is happened? Because of this intertemporal utility. It is feasible to generate a proper utility function, which a change in price or which a change in consumption. So what the cardinal approach say, this much number I need. That's a additional speciality of the cardinal utility. So this is one side. Now in modern economics, that is, we are not going for the cardinal utility because it is mainly applicable for the marginal utility. Now we are in a modern world and we are giving importance for the indifference curve analysis. Why? Because we are not expressing a number, we are expressing in a relative term. We are comparing. Based on the comparison, we are making a qualitative statement. Which car you need? There are two choices, BMW and Toyota. Obviously, people will say BMW. Why? Because it is not number. It is based on the comparison mode and it is highly qualitative. Some people will not say BMW, Toyota because we say I cannot afford it. So it is a relative term. All the things are qualitative and psychological. The function that represents the utility of the product according to its preference, but it does not provide any numerical figure then we used to call it as ordinal utility rather than the cardinal utility. I can say in a simple word, this theory affirms that it is relevant to ask which item is better as compared to other instead of saying how good is that product. That's not the issue. Comparing any two products and you are selecting one, that two in a relative term. You are not saying this number, it is only how I need that product. That's for that only I have given the example. A BMW car is favored more than the Toyota car because it cannot be determined with a percentage. Understand? Ordinally, you should say some number, but ordinally it is not so. Apart from showing this all this mathematical function, understand one thing: this ordinal utility is applied in the indifference curve. What is indifference? Direct like a product example, and you have to make the coordinates x and y. The second one x1, y1. For the third level of interval, x2. Like that, for n number of indifference curve will be there. There is 4 or 5 features for indifference curve is there. Away from the origin, is have a higher utility. It is convex to the origin, so it is a diminishing marginality. So whenever you say where we apply the ordinal utility, it is indifference curve. Is an example of where the preference of the groups are shown, but not in quantity. How much x you are using in order to get addition of x. When you use one, then only you can gain the another. That is why it is convex to the origin. Each curve represents the combination of two products. It may be service, two products. The consumers are equally satisfied with the goods and services. The more distinct curve is from the origin is higher the utility. When it is away from the origin means it is having more value. It is closer to that, then it is lesser value. Who have started this particular concept is in 1934, John Hicks and one more economist called Roy Allen. These two have given one research article in 1934 about the ordinal utility. Till that, the cardinal utility was in C, and in order to overcome the drawbacks or shortcomings of the ordinal utility in 1934, Hicks has started this particular concept called ordinal utility, and nowadays we are more bothering about ordinal utility rather than the cardinal utility. So there is a possibility of a section we could distinguish between cardinal and ordinal utility. How you have to write? First, write one introduction. There are two approaches for the of consumer behavior. One is cardinal approach and ordinal approach. Then define what is cardinal and then define what is cardinal. And then you have to compare these two. At least you have to write 4 or 5 differences. In this particular table, I have just given 5 factors. What does it mean? Suppose ordinal utility means the utility where the user satisfaction of the commodity is evaluated by preference, but cannot be written in numbers because ordinal utility is a relative term. Whether you like X or Y, I like X. Why? That is not the way. I just compared with the Y, so I prefer X. This is ordinal. Whereas in cardinal, the utility where user satisfaction is derived with the consumer from its consumption. It can be expressed in numerical units. Numerical is there. Then what type of approach it can be? Ordinal means it is a qualitative approach. Then what is cardinal? It is a quantitative approach. How we can evaluate? For that we have the technical term. For ordinal utility, we used to say it is a ranking. Ranking method is used. For cardinal, we have the term called utils. Utils means it is a measuring unit for utility. Where we can examine these two approaches. In case of cardinal, it is a margin utility analysis. In case of ordinal, it is indifference curve analysis. Who have promoted this? The cardinal is a classical and the traditional and neoclassical economists like Arthur Marshall and the other people. started this cardinal duty till 1934. It has its own importance. In 1934, picks up given research paper like the ordinal utility. So this ordinal utility promoted by the modern economists like Hicks, Allen, Rusby. Which one is more realistic? Definitely cardinal is less realistic because it's the tradition. But here, yeah, it is qualitative. We are ranking that and we are utilizing, comparing that, all this thing. That is why the ordinal utility is more realistic than the cardinal utility. Suppose if they ask in section C, in section B, they ask me, you complete with this. Suppose sometimes they may ask in section C. So just writing in the table and you complete that means out of 16 marks, you will get only 10 marks. So what you have to do, explain that table. How you have to explain? The first point meaning means just write the cardinal utility is a function that determines the satisfaction of the one used with the utility and can be supported with the numerical value. On the other hand, the ordinal utility defines the satisfaction of the utility that can be ranked in order to difference, but cannot be explained numerically. Here the keyword is numerical. Cardinal means it is numerically expressed. Ordinal means it is not numerically expressed. That is the first one. Just write one paragraph. Measuring the term of cardinal and ordinal utility, it is differs. For cardinal, we are using the term called utils. For ordinal, we are not using the term util because it is related to util. It is we have to rank because we are making comparison out of n number of alternatives. We are making the priority rank one, rank two. So the technical term that we are using cardinal is rank. For cardinal, it is utils. Then what is the third difference? The ordinal utility measures the utility of the goods is subjectively. Okay, cardinal means it is, sorry, I am changing. Ordinal is subjective, but cardinal is objective because it is mostly quantitative one. It is a qualitative one, so we can use some statistical and econometric models in order to study the behavior of the consumer. The fourth difference what we are making is the cardinal is not much realistic compared to the ordinal because it is practical. One of the main difference between the cardinal and ordinal is the cardinal one is used in marginal utility analysis in order to evaluate the consumer behavior. But this ordinal utility is a modern one. We are using the indifference curve analysis for the in order to understand. That's why the revealed preference theory, Hicks modern demand theory, all this come out of this particular ordinal utility theory. Finally, the Alfred Marshall and his admirers presented the cardinal utility. Hicks and Allen pioneered the ordinal utility. With this, I am completing the class. Take your class work notebook. The rest of the 15 minutes, kindly enter this particular PPT I will share. Have any doubt? You can ask me now. So 35.9